What happens when the galaxy's deadliest soldier has nothing left to lose? Jack Frost stared at the screen. His hands shook. The message blinked red against the dark wall of his small apartment. Colony Outpost 7. Total loss. No survivors. He touched the screen, fingers tracing over the list of the dead. Lisa Frost, medical officer, his daughter. Jack's breath caught in his throat. The room seemed to close in around him. 5 years of peace, gone in an instant. His comm unit buzzed. General Hayes. Jack ignored it. He moved to his closet and pushed aside civilian clothes. Behind them, a metal box. Inside, his old military ID. Still valid. The comm buzzed again. Jack crushed it in his hand. Outside, rain fell on the metal roofs of the veteran housing block. Jack walked through it, feeling nothing. His shuttle started with a low hum. No one stopped him. No one could. The military base loomed ahead, its defense towers scanning his approach. His ID got him through the first checkpoint. The guard looked twice at his face. "Sir? Aren't you?" "Just passing through," Jack said. The vault was 3 levels down. 2 guards stood at attention. They recognized him immediately. "Captain Frost, we heard about your daughter." "We're sorry," Jack nodded. "I need to get something from storage." The younger guard shifted. "Sir, we need clearance for that." Jack moved fast. Both guards hit the floor before they could reach their weapons. He placed his palm on the scanner. The system remembered him. The door slid open. His combat suit hung in the center of the room. Black metal and synthetic muscle fiber. The neural links dangled like veins. Jack hadn't worn it since the Proxima campaign. Since they made him something more than human. He stripped and connected the suit. Pain shot through his spine as dormant implants reactivated. The suit sealed around him, familiar and foreign at once. Systems came online. His vision sharpened. His strength doubled. An alarm blared. They knew he was here now. Jack moved to the weapons rack. Pulse rifle, sidearm, combat knife. The weight felt right. His internal comm activated. "Frost, this is General Hayes. Stand down." "That's an order." "They killed my daughter," Jack said. "We don't know who attacked the colony. A response team is. I saw the satellite footage. Those weren't human ships." Silence. Then, "How did you access classified?" "I'm going to find them." "Jack, listen. Your combat system was deactivated for a reason. It'll kill you if fully engaged." Jack moved toward the hangar. Guards appeared at the end of the corridor. They raised weapons, but didn't fire. Nobody wanted to shoot a legend. "Better than living with this," Jack said. The hangar doors opened. A scout ship sat ready. Fast and stealthy. Perfect. As Jack approached, a new message flashed across his vision. A signal. Weak, but steady. An emergency beacon. Lisa's beacon. "General," Jack said, his voice suddenly tight. "My daughter's alive. That's impossible." The colony was. I'm looking at her signal. Colony debris field. They took her. Jack climbed into the scout ship. The engines fired. "Jack, wait. The aliens, they're collecting human genetic material. Special humans. If Lisa is alive, it's because they want something from her." The ship lifted off the ground. Through the viewport, Jack saw soldiers rushing into the hangar. "Then they should have killed me too," Jack said, and punched through the atmosphere toward the stars. The scout ship cut through space, engines burning hot. Jack's hands gripped the controls as pain shot through his spine. The combat suit was waking up old systems in his body. Systems that had been shut down for good reason. "Warning. Neural interface unstable," the ship's computer said. Jack ignored it. The beacon signal grew stronger. Lisa was out there. The debris field came into view. Colony Outpost 7 was now just twisted metal and frozen bodies. Jack's jaw tightened. He maneuvered between large chunks of the station, following the signal. His radar pinged. 3 military ships approaching fast. Frost, this is Commander Wells. Return to Earth base immediately. Jack cut communications. He had no time for this. The beacon led him to a section of the colony that remained partly intact. Medical Bay, Lisa's workplace. He docked against the broken airlock. The suit protected him from the vacuum as he pushed through the damaged door. Inside, emergency lights cast red shadows on bent walls. Bodies floated, frozen in their final moments. Jack moved through the medical bay, following the signal. Blood droplets hung in the air like tiny red planets. Equipment drifted, broken and useless. Then he saw it. A small device blinking on what remained of a medical table. Lisa's emergency beacon. But no Lisa. Jack grabbed the beacon. A recorded message played. "Dad, if you're hearing this," Lisa's voice, tight with fear. "They came without warning, not human. They're taking people, not killing everyone. They want," the message cut off. Jack's fist tightened around the beacon. A new signal appeared on his suit's scanner. Not human, moving toward him fast. Jack turned, weapon ready. Through the broken window of the medical bay, he saw it. A ship, sleek and black, with curves no human engineer would design. It moved like something alive. Frost. Commander Wells' voice broke through his calm. "Alien vessel detected near your position. Get out now." Jack didn't move. The alien ship extended something toward the medical bay. Not a weapon, a scanner. Pain shot through Jack's head. His combat system reacted to something. The neural implants fired, sending chemicals into his bloodstream. His vision sharpened. His muscles tensed. "Target acquired," a voice said in his head. Not his voice. The suit was talking to him. The alien scanner locked onto Jack. A beam of light hit him. Data flowed between them. "DNA match confirmed," the voice in his head said. "Subject related to primary target." Jack raised his weapon, but his arms suddenly felt heavy. The scanner beam intensified. "Jack, get out of there!" Wells shouted through the comms. "Those are Vex ships. They're supposed to be peaceful." The alien ship's hull opened. Inside, Jack saw rows of tanks. In each tank, a human floated in green liquid. And in the center tank, connected to tubes and wires, was Lisa. She was alive. Her eyes were open. They found his. "Dad," she mouthed. The beam pulled Jack toward the ship. His combat system went into overdrive, fighting the pull. Blood leaked from his nose. The pain was blinding now. "Warning, system failure imminent," the voice in his head said. Jack fought against the beam, reaching for Lisa. Their fingers almost touched through the tank glass. Then the military ships opened fire on the Vex vessel. The beam released Jack. He slammed back into the medical bay wall as the alien ship turned to face this new threat. The last thing Jack saw before blacking out was Lisa's tank being pulled deeper into the Vex ship as it prepared to jump away. Jack woke up strapped to a bed in the military ship's medical bay. His combat suit had been removed. Tubes ran from his arms to machines that beeped steadily. He ripped the tubes out and sat up. Pain shot through his body, but he pushed through it. Commander Wells entered, flanked by 2 armed guards. "The Vex ship jumped away," Wells said. "We couldn't track it." Jack stood, unsteady on his feet. "Give me back my suit. Your combat system nearly killed you." The neural load. "They have Lisa." Jack moved toward Wells. The guards raised their weapons. "She's alive in that ship." Wells nodded slowly. "We know. But this is bigger than your daughter now. The Vex have attacked 3 more colonies since Outpost 7. A screen on the wall showed military footage. Sleek black ships descending on human settlements. People being loaded into containers. Buildings burning. "They're harvesting us," Wells said. "And they're heading toward Earth's largest colony next." Jack's fists clenched. "Then give me back my suit and let me stop them." Wells hesitated, then nodded to the guards. They left and returned with Jack's combat suit. We tracked the Vex mothership to the edge of the Arcturus system, Wells said. A full battle group is on the way, but they're 6 hours out. We need someone to get inside now and find their weakness. Jack connected to the suit. Pain flared as the neural links reattached. His vision blurred, then sharpened beyond human limits. Warning. System instability critical, the voice in his head said. The ship shuddered. Alarms blared. Vex scouts. A voice shouted over the cone. They found us. Jack ran to the bridge. Through the viewport, he saw 3 Vex ships approaching. Smaller than the one that took Lisa, but just as deadly. They're scanning us, the pilot said. Jack felt something probe his mind. The combat suit responded, sending electric pulses through his nervous system. They're looking for me, Jack said. They want my DNA too. Wells looked at him sharply. Why? Before Jack could answer, the Vex ships fired. The military vessel rocked. Panels exploded. Crew members were thrown across the bridge. Shields down. The pilot shouted, "We can't take another hit." Jack grabbed a weapon from a fallen guard. "Get me to an escape pod." Wells helped him through burning corridors. The ship groaned around them. Emergency lights flashed red. The old military override codes, Jack said as they ran. They might still work on Vex systems. How do you know that? Because I fought them before. 20 years ago. Classified mission. They reached the escape pods. Only one remained functional. The battle group needs to know what you know, Wells said. Jack climbed into the pod. Tell them the Vex aren't collecting random humans. They want specific DNA. Super soldier DNA. The ship rocked again. Wells fell against the wall, blood streaming from a head wound. Why? He asked again. Because they're making hybrids. And they started with me? Jack hit the launch button. The pod shot away from the dying ship. He watched through the small window as the Vex vessels surrounded the military ship. The combat suit tightened around him, injecting stimulants to keep him conscious. Jack felt his body changing, adapting, becoming something not entirely human. On the pod's small screen, he pulled up the tracking data for the Vex mothership, where Lisa would be. As he set course, the military ship behind him exploded in silent fire. The voice in his head spoke again. DNA profile match confirmed. Subject Jack Frost. Original template. Neural degradation at 60%, the voice in his head said. Jack ignored it. The mothership grew larger in the viewport. His pod's cum crackled. A familiar voice came through. Dad? Can you hear me? Jack's breath caught. Lisa? They're letting me talk to you. Her voice sounded strained. They want you to come aboard. I'm coming to get you out. My DNA. The mothership opened like a flower. The pod was pulled inside a vast hangar bay. His combat knife was secured at his hip. He took a deep breath and opened the pod door. The air was breathable, but smelled wrong like ozone and something organic. Jack moved through the hangar, staying low behind captured vessels. No Vex in sight. Too easy. Warning. Unknown signal attempting neural interface, the suit said. Jack felt it something probing his mind. He caught the first hybrid with his knife, slicing through its throat. Jack fought through the pain. The third was stronger. It pinned Jack against a wall, its face inches from his. Jack headbutted it and drove his knife up under its jaw. The hybrid fell. Alarms blared throughout the ship. Jack ran toward the inner doors, following the signal from Lisa's beacon. Neural degradation at 80%. System failure imminent. The doors led to a long corridor lined with tanks. Some looked almost human. Others were clearly more Vex. At the end of the corridor, in a larger tank, was Lisa. I'm part of their system now. The ship shuddered. Through a viewport, Jack saw human military vessels arriving, engaging the Vex fleet. What weakness? Jack asked, his hand against the glass where Lisa's was. Their connection. It can be overloaded. But someone has to trigger it manually from the command center. Lisa's eyes filled with tears. And I have to stay connected to make it work. Jack stared at his daughter through the glass. The ship rocked as human weapons hit the outer hull. Where's the command center? He asked. Lisa's eyes closed as she connected deeper to the Vex network. 2 levels up, central chamber. I can guide you through their security. What happens to you if we overload their system? Lisa didn't answer. She didn't need to. There has to be another way, Jack said. There isn't. Lisa opened her eyes. Dad, they've already made hundreds of hybrids using our DNA. They'll make thousands more. They'll never stop. The ship shuddered again. Emergency lights flashed. Jack heard the distant sound of weapons fire as human forces boarded the mothership. Neural degradation at 90%. The voice in his head warned. System failure in 10 minutes. Jack placed his forehead against the tank glass. Tell me what to do. Lisa guided him through the ship. Jack moved through corridors filled with strange technology. More hybrids came for him. He fought through them, each movement bringing more pain. His combat suit was failing. His body was failing. He reached the command center. It was a vast chamber with a glowing core in the center. Vex operators worked at stations around it. They turned as Jack entered. The core, Lisa's voice said in his ear. You need to input the override sequence directly into it. Jack fought his way to the core. His movements were slower now. Blood soaked the inside of his combat suit. The hybrids swarmed him. He killed 3, 4, 5. There were too many. A blast rocked the chamber. Human soldiers poured in, firing at the Vex. Jack recognized the uniforms. Special Forces, his old unit. Frost, a soldier called. General Hayes sent us. The soldiers formed a perimeter around Jack, giving him time to reach the core. Input sequence ready, Lisa said. Her voice sounded weaker. Dad, when you do this, I need you to take something from my tank. A small container. It's important. Jack placed his hand on the core. It burned his skin through the suit. What's in it? My DNA. Pure samples. Not connected to their network. Jack understood. I'll get it. The sequence is starting, Lisa said. Dad, I love you. Jack felt the core pulse under his hand. Energy surged through his suit, into his body. The pain was unbearable. "I love you too," he said. The core flashed. A wave of energy spread through the ship. The hybrids screamed, clutching their heads. The Vex operators collapsed. Jack ran back to Lisa's chamber, his body failing with each step. The soldiers followed, covering his retreat. When he reached her tank, the liquid inside had turned dark. Lisa floated, eyes closed, not breathing. At the bottom of the tank, a small metal container glowed. Jack smashed the tank. Fluid poured out. He caught Lisa's body as it fell, cradling her against his chest. With his other hand, he grabbed the container. "Neural system shut down complete," a voice in his head said, then went silent forever. The soldiers helped Jack carry Lisa's body to their ship. Through the viewport, he watched the Vex mothership break apart. The entire fleet went dark, disabled by the overload. Back on Earth, Jack refused the medals they offered him. He stood alone at Lisa's funeral as they lowered her casket into the ground. General Hayes approached him afterward. "The Vex threat is neutralized. For now." "No," Jack said. "They'll be back. Your combat system is completely fused with your DNA now. We can't remove it without killing you." Jack handed Hayes the container from Lisa's tank. "Keep this safe." "What is it?" "Hope." Jack looked up at the sky. "I need a ship. Where are you going?" Jack turned away. To find their homeworld. In a secret lab beneath the military base, scientists studied the captured Vex technology. In one sealed room, a tank held a developing form. Half human, half Vex. On the tank, a label. Project Lisa. Jack Frost walked toward his waiting ship, carrying nothing but weapons and a small container of his daughter's DNA.